I'm here with Davy Knittle and Kate Colby, and we're talking about a poem by Kate in a book called The Arrangements by Kate Colby. Kate, would you read the poem and then we'll talk about it for 5 minutes?
Sure. Homing. I draw curtains across what I can't see. I want nothing so badly to take place like a pill, live in this lit circle, falling on thresholds without doors, rooms I know are there still.
Davy, where are we? I mean, we do have a sense of space here. Where are we?
In a house, quite possibly.
In a house.
Yeah.
Right. And Kate, you stopped at what? Because you respect your own line breaks. But if we read across it in terms of sense making, we get, I draw curtains across what I can't see. So I imagine that someone, maybe the speaker, is trying to stay inside. But so what is that person drawing curtains away from? What I can't see? It's very complicated.
Right. Well, I was trying to leave room for 2 readings where the curtains are being drawn across what the speaker can't see, or what the curtains are being drawn across the speaker can't see.
When the speaker draws a curtain, it's sort of by definition to stop seeing what one can see. So this is very complicated. Davy, I guess I should turn to you. This is very complicated.
Unless you would draw curtains across something because you don't notice that it's there. Something that I love about this poem is its interest in sort of the detail of subjectivity, of thinking about what is the subject? The subject is made by drawing curtains across things, by situating the gaze in certain ways, being able to see things and not other things. And so if you draw a curtain across something, you're like, cool, I don't need to see that, because you've already conditioned yourself to be like, I don't need to look at this. And so there's something both like very social and very personal happening in this poem. And some of it is its like Ray Armantrout choose your own adventure style relationship to the lines. Exactly what you were doing of thinking about, Kate, the way that you read those lines, I draw curtains across what? And Al, the way you read them, I draw curtains across what I can't see. And the way that we would add the units of syntax together really changes the set of readings that are available to us.
So if I can't see were separated out, it would be obviously the result of drawing curtains. Kate, I want nothing so badly to take place. If I read that as a unit of sense, what's happening? I want nothing so badly. It's a little counterintuitive. Usually you want something badly. It's funny to put badly in the context of wanting nothing. Can you help us with that?
Sure.
I'm kind of asking the poet herself an impossible question.
It's really challenging. Or I resist it, but I will comply.
Because you're nice.
Again, the speaker wants nothing to take place, like nothing being a thing.
Right.
To transpire.
Right. And so badly wants nothing to transpire.
Right. But also to take as in ingest place, like a pill.
And Davy, that is like a pill. Can you read that?
Sure. I mean, in that it's that place and experience of being located is containable with inside the body, but that it also might be an act that you would engage in intentionally for reasons of self-care, the way you might engage in a form of medical care, such that like maybe something that at the risk of applying too definitive a reading, something that could be happening in this poem is something like a meditation practice, to be able to think about implacitness as the synonym of nothing.
Either of you or both, the subject, the speaker, exists in this home. And the last part of the poem gives us some ideas about how she exists in the poem. Do you want to start and talk about the relationship of the speaker to the space?
Sure. That's something that's happening in the second half of the poem, thinking about the lit circle and the thresholds without doors, rooms that the speaker knows are there, is to retain a consciousness that's about being located in a specific place, for understanding there are other places to be located where the speaker is not. And I understand that to be, whether or not this reading is relevant to, Kate, what you intended when you wrote the poem, part of the way that meditation is taught, of being able to think about being in one location and being able to recognize other locations as part of the condition by which you're able to be in one place and not another.
So Kate, still, so following that, still, it's a powerful word. Can you give us a couple of things that it means there?
It means yet, like persistently,
Right.
or still, as in motionless, quiet.
So now let's talk about the title. Davy, you first. Homing. Great title. Kate Colby, in this book, The Arrangements, among other things that she's good at, is choosing titles. This is a great title.
Well, it's a
Another Armand Troutian thing, because those
Totally.
single word titles, yeah.
And homing is a relationship where usually a person in a position of power is drawing something to them, often an animal, a pigeon, but both of those relations are occupied by the subject in this poem. So you're drawing yourself to yourself in a way that is a verb form, is a way of being always in the act of doing so.
So homing is a noun. Homing is an adjective. It's also a verb. Kate, go along with that a little bit further. Homing. Please.
Okay. There's, a nesting quality to it. The way you trick out your home.
Right. Hi, how are you doing today? I'm just homing. Which means, I'm really existing in this space. Yes? And that can be positive or negative. Is it negative in this poem?
I don't know.
Oh, I really threw that curveball at you. Davy, how is homing doing?
I think it's doing both ways, in that, this is a poem that, my experience of this poem is that it's a poem about struggle. It's a poem about, that's interested in the procedure of struggle to retain a kind of focus and to earn and repeat a relationship to focus that's hard. And it's a poem that's about that difficulty, where that difficulty might feel positive or negative in different moments.
Kate, hate to open a can of worms at the end of this conversation, but what you do with the lines and what you do with the spininess of this thing, the verticality of this thing, has very much, I admire this poem and many of your poems because they often do structurally or lineation-wise what they're saying. This is not a piece of prose. It could be, but it's not. And so, you're a lineation conscious, which opens everything up. You must say something about that.
Well, I think the poem is a lot about self-reduction and winnowing or whittling down to a state of spareness. So I replicated that in the visual and sonic qualities of the poem. That's really important to me, is to enact the content with the form.
Yes, it's exactly what you do well. Davy, final thought?
We read the poem once, and I wonder if the poem opens itself up to being read as itself a circuit, to think about the stillness and the period at the end of the poem as a place to pause, but also the poem as, in a tradition of poems that invite multiple readings, as a place to spend time in, as like a tool for engaging in a homing practice for the reader.
I like that.
I can't help but add a final thought myself, but like a pill, dead center, so throws this thing off, or so throws the reading experience off, because we have this simile that really is hard to reconcile with the kind of vocabulary sphere of the rest of it. It really comes from somewhere else, and it's very powerful. The poem is Dickinsonian without it. That is to say, self-troubling and interior. But it's really Dickinsonian with it, like a pill. So anyway, it's great. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Davy.
Thank you, Davy.
If you liked this episode, watch another and subscribe.
And join us for ModPo, a free and open course at modpo.org.